was talking about it, and man, Quincy really does not like something.
Oh, he's really upset about something.
A guy from work, he went to go buy it off the website, and it wouldn't allow him. And so I was like, "Well, did you try buying it from the launcher?" And he didn't even know there was a new launcher because it's actually Epic exclusive. Like, now you gotta buy another launcher to get the game. So he bought another. I downloaded the launcher to buy the game on that. Still couldn't buy the game. But both times the message he got was, "Sorry, there's been an error. We'll get your money back. We'll give you your money back in the next 3 days." So it's an error on their end, but they charge you. They still take your money, so then he tries to go to support, and he can't find support information. Like, this is what happens, Epic.
No fun.
Because now he's totally like, you know what, I'm done. I don't even care about.
Yeah, I don't blame him, not one bit. All right, well, let me finish making sure that we don't have as much lag as I can help with, and then we will get started here. There we go. And hello and welcome, everybody, to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Pattrick.
And he's back. Back again.
Back and back!
Also, the overlay's gone now. Why? It was just on before I hit go live, and now it's gone.
Overlays are for suckers.
Nothing's fitting right.
About the chat. Gotta pop.
How's it going, Artaka?
About the chat.
Gotta pop out chat.
I think that's good there. I don't know why the stream overlay is on. Let me see if I can get it back. How's it going, King?
For some reason,
why is the overlay gone?
Have y'all had any weird issues in the past month with YouTube?
Yes.
Yes. I always have issues with YouTube.
Well, I'm having it I'll click on let's say I click on an ACG on the left hand side of where my subs are, which sometimes the subs don't show up. Oh, let's do it right now. So ACG shows up. It shows their sponsor, their main video that they have put there, and then it has their playlists.
Yeah.
But none of the icons to click on videos or anything like that. None of those are there. Then let's say I click on a playlist. Let's see if it does it. Yep, click on a playlist and it opens up the Easy Allies page.
YouTube, what are you doing, man?
Yeah. I don't, and it's been doing weird stuff like this for a month.
I guess we're just not going to have the podcast over.
The Streamlabs just break or what?
I don't know. It's just the overlay was there, and I was looking at it, and then as soon as I hit go live, it was gone. No, this is the same layout it's always been. It's just that now all three of us are back, and for some reason the overlay itself doesn't want to come on. Don't know. Oh, that's not the right one.
Lord of the Rings movies.
So yeah, I mean, I guess we could just go into it because things are broken for some reason, and just move into the podcast proper. How you guys been doing?
How do we start the podcast though?
We start the podcast with weeks, and Andrew, old buddy, old pal, old friend of mine, I believe that we start with your week.
What?
And we have not had your week in a while, so I'm excited to hear it.
Not a lot going on.
While you talk about your week, I'm gonna keep trying to fix this.
Hold on, let me yell at my.
Man, that puppy dog is a mad puppy dog.
Yeah, he's not happy today.
He wanted to be on the stream. That's what it was.
He really did. He wanted to be up here.
It's like, come on, Dad.
Talking with everybody.
Come on, Dad.
So
put me on the stream.
There was a tweet that Streamlabs sent out. Oh, that's not the right. That Streamlabs sent out that was like, "Oh, why is it down there now? What the heck? No." That Streamlabs put out, and they were like, "What is your least favorite thing about streaming?" I was like, technical difficulties. 100% technical difficulties.
The fans.
Oof.
Anyway, please tell me about your week, Andrew.
Like I said, not a lot going on, but I played some more Dragon's Dogma on the Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
That game is incredible.
It is, right?
I love this. I love that game. I love it so much. I haven't played it a lot this past week and a half. But I put it down for Days Gone to pick that back up fully.
Yeah.
But Dragon's Dogma, I'm gonna keep playing it because it's amazing. That game could end up being on my like. I don't want to jump the gun here, but
right.
If it keeps being as good as it already is, that could be like a top 10 game of all time for me.
Really good game, man.
It's just so good, and it's so satisfying to play. It's a nice open world. You just come across stuff, and you can do it. It's got a good challenge to it. Playing in the dark, if you get stranded out in the woods in the dark, is the most terrifying experience ever.
Yeah,
because it literally is pitch black, and I was trying to run through with a little lantern. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna see what's going on. Oh, bandits have attacked me and they're stronger. Oh no, now wolves are attacking at the same time. And I died. But
yeah,
that's rough.
It's awesome. What's wrong?
No, it's just the overlays. Please continue. It's if I move this one right here, then for some reason it pops up all the way over here, even though Streamlabs shows me it's right here. So then it's over the chat for some reason.
Well, next up on my Switch, Switch trifecta, because I've been playing a lot of Switch. Final Fantasy 12.
Yeah, that's a great game.
So you told me it was like Star Wars, like the Star Wars,
yes,
prequels or whatever, and like how like some of the story elements are and stuff like that. I noticed that immediately when it came to like the ships were landing.
Yes,
and they look exactly like.
Yes.
From the prequel trilogy. And I was like, okay, all right. Yeah, I'm loving it. I don't think I would have liked it nearly as much if I didn't have the 4 times speed boost for grinding and everything like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
For getting around. Because if I was to I tried it. Running around that first main city. What is it, Rabanastra? What is it called?
Rabanastra.
Yeah, when you run around there, without the speed boost, it takes forever just to get to one side of the city.
It does.
So I have to do 4 times boost just to run around. But it makes it so much fun just to sit down and be able to grind out a little bit because you're just moving so fast.
Yeah.
Killing stuff. And then the gambit system's amazing because I literally have it set up. I have my party set up to where I just walk up to something and they just fight by themselves.
Oh, I see the problem is the display capture is now overriding the overlay.
This game sounds amazing.
Which I was like, I don't think Pat's played it. But yeah, Final Fantasy 12 came on PS2. This is my first time playing it. But with the gambit system, you can set up and you can unlock more gambits as you level up the characters. But the gambits you can say like attack, party, target, and then like the second place you might have if party members' health is critical, use this item. And then in that case, you're going to want to put the healing one in the first slot. That way, it does that before it because if it just does the attack, it gets stuck in an attack loop. So you want to have the healing first. That way, anytime it goes to attack, it checks that order. And it says, okay, it's time to heal instead of it's time to attack.
I just realized what I did.
There's tons of classes, and it's completely open. Any character can be any class. My main character, I make him a red battle mage. I got a shield and a mace. It's awesome. I also put this one down to play more Days Gone, but I do plan on coming back to it. I've hit a point where I think I have to go back and really grind.
Yeah, I still haven't played that game. I kind of want to. Maybe I should watch some more gameplay.
I would pick it up. I would recommend picking it up on the Switch because it is nice just to lay in bed or whatever and just kind of grind some stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
or even have like one earbud in and push through some of the story elements.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what his deal is.
So I'm almost certain the problem is that he was editing the wrong like setup, and that's why it was like his gaming. Like I don't know if you have the stream up. He was trying to edit his like standard gaming streaming overlay instead of using the standard podcast overlay. So he was
We gotta find out.
trying to edit the wrong overlay.
How's it going, guys?
So what happened?
So I was. We have two scenes, one for the podcast and one for the regular streams, and I couldn't figure out why everything wasn't working. So I have the PC scene that is used for the podcast, and the Elgato scene that is used for streaming. And of course, the Elgato scene is not set up for the podcast, so the overlays weren't right. And when I changed it back after the break scene, I changed it to the Elgato scene instead of the PC scene, and I was like, why is the overlay broken? So now, after the podcast, I have to go back and fix the streaming overlay that I just ruined.
Yep. Yep, I was right. He was editing the wrong one.
Nice.
So, yeah, hey, at least we're on the right one now, guys.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Nice.
Yeah, FF12's great, man. FF12's really good.
Yeah, I don't think, you don't know if you heard me, but I also put this one down to play more Days Gone.
Okay.
And then to play some of this third, the final game in the Switch trifecta, Shakedown Hawaii.
I don't know what this is.
It is. It's like the old school GTA games. Apparently, people are saying it's a lot like Retro City Rampage.
Yeah.
Open world, kind of focused on destruction and stuff like that. You play as. You play as three characters, but the main character is the CEO of this failing company.
Yeah.
And so you run around and do a bunch of illegal backdoor shady deals and stuff like that, and spend your money also buying properties to make more money.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of weird missions. You can do shakedowns, so you can run into a building and basically not rob them, but like pressure them into giving you protection money.
Okay.
Which I've already done all of those. I'm actually really disappointed in this game.
Oh.
If you would have asked me last week, I would have said, if I was here last week, I would have been very high on the game.
Yeah.
Because I had just started playing it. And it's a lot of fun, but like I feel like it's kind of just bland. Like I don't want to run around and just destroy stuff just because that's not how I play.
Yeah.
The story is fine, and there's some funny writing in there, but my thing is, one of the things that I really hate is it feels like it ruins any sense of progression or like accomplishment or anything like that.
Okay.
Because like I go around and I buy a bunch of properties, and then after I clear out a section of the map, a guy calls me and says, "Hey, we found these properties, these hotels or whatever that they can help make us more money or whatever." And then it just fills more spots on the map, and it's like I just cleared out this area. I don't want to. I felt like I accomplished something, and you just rub it in my face.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Trey? Look like you saw something.
No, it's just I did another stupid thing immediately after doing the first stupid thing. I replied to somebody in chat, and instead of just replying on the YouTube side, I replied on all three.
That's fine. That's fine. People now will want to switch to the YouTube side to get the full conversation.
Can we just go back to before the podcast started and me not hit the wrong button this time?
Hello and welcome.
I mean, that sounds super terrible, right? Like, the lack of a feeling of progression is a huge problem in a lot of open world games, and it doesn't sound fun to me at all.
I'm looking at gameplay, and this doesn't look too exciting to me.
Yeah, I played some more today, and I played some more today. I keep playing it because it's a quick and easy game to pick up and not have to pay attention to and play.
Yeah.
But I just play it, and I'm like, I don't know. I just don't. After I finish playing, I'm like, what did I even do? What was the point? I wish I could get my money back. If I was to get my money back, I'll get my money back for it.
I don't blame you.
But an open world game that is rewarding is Days Gone.
Still liking it?
Oh, I love it even more. Before it was pretty good. Like, I liked it. It's pretty good. Now it's amazing. And I want to say, shame on any of the reviewers who said that there was no story and there was no character development for Deacon, because that is objectively wrong. Now, you can say maybe you don't like it,
right? But there is a story.
But there is. That it's factually incorrect to say that there's not. And I was playing today, and some awesome stuff happened back to back story stuff.
Yeah.
That was kind of mind blowing. It was like, oh wow, and the world is so good.
Is this game in 4K?
I don't know. I'm gonna say no. Why? I'm gonna say no because it has bad frame drops. So I think maybe it's a PS4 Pro enhanced mode, but that's it. The frame drops, they only happen if I'm just straight driving, and it happens very rarely. And when it does happen, it is very egregious. I mean, we're talking about like probably
it drops hard.
Like but that. It's for like a split second, and then it's back. And the rest of it, the fun that is to be had, makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah.
Like you hear about these games all the time that come out and technical issues. Like Vampires: The Masquerade Bloodlines came out and was a completely broken game when it first came out. Then they patched some stuff, and there were some fan patches, and now it's amazing. But I know y'all probably don't care about spoilers, but I don't want to talk about stuff that's happened in Days Gone.
That's fair.
Just
somebody in chat might or in watching the VOD.
Yeah. I have every intention of picking the game up.
I probably will when it gets cheap. There's just so much to play right now.
It is awesome. It is just so good. I'm trying to think. I mean, right now, there's been so many good games this year, but I'm trying to think. It's probably one of my favorite games of the year so far.
I mean, I'm still like in that weird spot of DMC5 and Sekiro, and every time I think about it, I go, well, Sekiro was really good, but DMC5.
See, I forget about Sekiro. I have Sekiro, and I put it down. And I had the same problem I had with every From Software game.
Yeah.
Where people always freak out about how hard it is when it first comes out.
Yeah.
And so I play it, and then I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe I get intimidated, and it's a combination of intimidation and the fact that I like it so much that I don't want to finish it.
Yes.
So that's.
I will tell you, as much as I think all the Souls games are worth playing, the last couple areas of Sekiro are the most worth seeing of any of the Souls.
Of any of them?
Any of them. Like, the last couple areas of Dark Souls 1 and Demon Souls are good. I really like them. The last, I guess, 2 areas of Dark Souls 2 are kind of trash. The last area of Dark Souls 3, DLC-wise, is amazing. Bloodborne's is really good, but Sekiro's is like...
I wanna go back and play it. I want to go back, and I will play it at some point this year. Now is honestly a good time. If it wasn't for Days Gone, I would have nothing else. Like, I wouldn't have like a big serious game to play.
Right.
But although I am picking up I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up or not. I'm gonna wait to hear you talk about it, Trey. But
Okay.
there's what?
No, you're fine. I'm just gonna add a note to my week real quick.
Oh, okay. About that, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to buy a new game, even though I have Sekiro, even though I have Days Gone, even though I have FF12 and everything. I want to. I'm just at that point. I want to buy a new game. I want to play something new, while still playing the other games.
You know, Shadowbringers is coming up soon.
We'll talk about that. So I thought about, but one of the game, the game that I was dead set on was a Plague Tale: Innocence.
Okay, yeah.
I've been excited for that before, like many months ago. I was excited for that, and then the reviews came out, and the reviews are actually reviewed really well. People were saying that the story's worthwhile and everything like that. And then Rage 2 came out, and I was like, okay, I kind of want Rage 2.
Right.
And then the reviews for that were kind of like, okay,
yeah,
shooting's fun. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm leaning more towards the story, so I want to get Plague Tale. And then this weekend, I remembered that Total War: Three Kingdoms released.
Yep.
And so it came out. What is that? It came out, and I like the Total War games, but the more I've read about the Three Kingdoms, is the more I want to buy it, because there's a lot of people saying that it's the best Total War, and that the romance mode pretty much makes the game, and that the story is really good, and recruiting the general, like, it's really in depth, and there's more political intrigue versus the old other Total Wars, which is, I mean, more straight up war focused. So now it's between Total War: Three Kingdoms and Plague Tale: Innocence, and I want to hear Trey talk about one of those games.
Yep, it's coming up.
Lastly, I've been pondering about quitting FF14.
I think now is the worst time to quit after what we're going to talk about today.
Speaking of Shadowbringers, I've been thinking about quitting because it's just become a chore to try and level up and do the story stuff, and because I'm so focused on being at the end of it.
Yeah.
I'm not fully enjoying.
You should just skip to the end then. If you're that focused on it, just skip to the end.
But it's good though.
It is good.
I don't want to miss out. There's stuff, the characters that I care about. There's stuff that's going on that I care about. That's the problem. I basically have to play through 2 full JRPGs.
Yes, to get to Shadowbringers. That's true.
To get to Shadowbringers.
That is correct.
That's what discourages me.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, when you get to dungeons, we can literally just unsync through them, and I will carve the way forward for you.
And that's the thing. When I do like the daily roulette stuff, I love every second of it. I love the combat. I love playing the dungeons and everything. I love the mechanics. But it's just...
I love the mechanics. I have some news for you.
There's just so much that I have to play. There's not enough time, and I feel like I'm going to play...
There's not enough time?
That's completely understandable.
You know what I've been doing with not enough time? I've been forcing myself to level every class to 70 for the sake of those stupid videos.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're producing content.
That's true. And then I'm going to turn around and do the same thing after
there's not enough time. I would have no problem leveling alts.
Yeah.
Like alt jobs. But there's not enough time for me to before Shadowbringers comes out for me to catch up, and that's what it bums me out is the problem.
Yeah,
that's the thing, because I want to play, but it just bums me out that I know I'm not going to be able to catch up.
Yeah, you can catch up. It's just going to take a lot of time.
And so then I was like, well, what's the point of even playing I can't even catch up to Shadowbreak. This leads to me saying I canceled my sub.
You're gonna renew it after I tell you what I tell you today.
I might renew it, but I did also renew another subscription.
There's not enough time. I'm gonna play a different game instead. Then
I'm playing a different game that I'm already
that gives
max
you
level at.
negative time.
No, I already max level at, so I already get to do the fun stuff. That game is World of Warcraft.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I was like watching say World of Warcraft.
Matt, how's your week, man?
You have anything else to say, Andrew?
Perfect transition.
Okay. Guys, I had to get a new mouse.
Top 10 anime betrayals.
Why'd you have to get a new one?
So, I play Overwatch, as you guys know, and
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know. This season I have taken up Reinhardt as my main for comp, and as a Reinhardt main, you have to keep your shield up, right? Well, I was holding my shield the other day, walking around, fending my allies, and then all of a sudden, my shield started opening and closing itself very, very quickly.
That's a problem.
Yeah. As quickly as the game would let it. And then I found out if I hold my finger a specific way on the mouse, where it's like right here, and push down like as hard as I can, it stay open. That stopped working.
Yeah.
So I got a new mouse, which is wireless.
What'd you get?
It's the Mamba. The Razer Mamba. I had the Naga Trinity before, which I liked.
It's almost like switching back to World of Warcraft after playing 14. Unbelievable.
What? To get a Mamba after having a Razer Naga Trinity?
Yeah.
No, it's unbelievable to get a Razer. So I'm going to tell you right now, any Razer product that I've owned or that anybody else I've known has owned breaks like that.
Really?
And of course, over time, something will break. But I've never had any other branded product fail like that, like I have with Razers.
Got it. Well, so before this mouse, I had a LG mouse, which was a terrible choice. Don't recommend LG gaming products to anyone.
LG.
Yeah. Logitech, like the Logitech one.
Aren't those
The
two
Logitech-
completely different companies?
Yeah, Logitech.
Yeah,
I meant Logitech.
LG is a completely different
Whatever.
company. Also, Logitech is considered to make some of the best, if not the best.
I owned that
nice
mouse for a
keyboards.
month, and I was like, I don't need a protection plan.
Pat,
And you know what happened? It broke.
Pat, just because a tree has one bad apple doesn't mean the rest of the bunch is bad.
That's true.
Also, what mouse did you get? Did you get like the bottom of the barrel $20 mouse?
No, I spent like $40 on the mouse. So it was
Okay,
like,
bottom of the barrel $4 mouse. Okay, it failed you. I'm shocked.
anyways.
Pat, are you one of those people that if you have one bad meal at a restaurant, you never go back there again?
No, I was just really unhappy because I think I spent more than $40 on the mouse. I don't remember how much I spent. It doesn't really matter. I was just unhappy.
Matter.
It doesn't matter.
It matters to me.
Well, I'm sorry. I was unhappy, and I was like, you know what? I'll just get another mouse. Well, at the same time, I also needed a new keyboard because my Corsair keyboard was damaged. The lighting stopped working. And I had a protection plan on that.
Who cares?
I care.
Keyboard still works.
I'm a child. I care. And so I was like, why not buy a mouse and keyboard that works together, that's RGB, so I can use one application and all the lights work together. And so I bought a Razer keyboard and a Razer mouse. And I still have the same Razer keyboard, working fantastic. I like this keyboard a lot. And I just had to replace the mouse. But I will also say, and this is going to sound terrible now that I'm going to say this, because you're probably going to say, well, what did you do to the Logitech mouse? If y'all know playing video games with me, I have anger issues sometimes.
Yes.
and
Yeah.
I'm very rough on mice.
Sure.
Okay, so it broke because of yourself. Okay.
And then it broke because you were too hard on it, and then you swore off the entire company.
Every company should make mice that are made to go through the wall.
Well, at least all I'm saying is I did the same stuff to the Naga Trinity, and it lasted a really long time.
So
Lasted
you
over a
got
year.
one
Okay,
bad apple out of a bunch.
Just because you beat one girlfriend and she comes back doesn't mean it's okay.
Stop. Move
That
on,
was
move
not
on, move
a
on.
very good analogy.
Move on.
Anyways, I'm gonna try this mouse out for a little bit, see how I like it. Right, so far I like it. I haven't noticed any input lag whatsoever, which is nice.
That's good.
And I can use it wired as well. I do need a Nokia brand mouse. Nokia, if you come out with a mouse, I will buy it. That thing will be indestructible.
If you're talking to Nokia, why wouldn't you go? I will you can sponsor us and I will use it. Why would you buy it? If you're already talking to them and they're making a mouse for you,
I'll still pay for it.
So
You can sponsor us and I'll pay for it. There you go.
just for you, Pat, it looks like Nokia has previously made
No way.
a computer mouse.
we have too much
gaming
podcast
mouse?
to get hung up right here.
Okay. Well, all I'm saying is it's cool because it can also double as a wired mouse if I wanted to.
Oh, they had a phone come out that also doubles as a Bluetooth mouse.
No way. You're a liar.
That's what it says right here.
No
Nokia
way.
hands-
Yo, that's so cool.
Nokia
2006.
Nokia
Nokia
is
handset
insane.
doubles the Bluetooth mouse.
Nokia is insane. We all know.
That's pretty dope. Okay, anyways, so I'm still playing Overwatch, like I was saying, and I experienced a very huge fluctuation in my SR, which I was not happy about, but hopefully I can get back to where I was. And
I'll punch
wall puncher test. That's fine.
Are you the best? Chat?
Also, my little brother graduated high school, which was super exciting. I got
Congrats.
to drive. I had to drive 8 hours in 2 days just to go see that, but it was worth it because he was surprised. He didn't know it was coming, and I got to surprise him.
Cool.
And as he was like walking out the tunnel to go sit down, like all the graduates, I yelled down to his name because I was right. I yelled down to him, and I was right above the tunnel, like the very first seat. And he turned around and saw me, and almost started crying.
Nice.
And coolest experience ever. Super happy. Then last but not least, playing a new mobile game. Everybody, it's actually new. It came out on the 18th. And it's called Archero. And it's very cool.
Is it like Sekiro, but you use a bow?
No.
Oh,
It feels a lot like Wizard Legend.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn the
You
volume
don't
down.
even get the name of the game right that you love so much.
Wizard what?
I just remembered that conversation at the end of the year.
Oh my gosh.
Game
All
of
right.
the
You
year.
know what? Anyways,
If you haven't seen our Game of the Year coverage for last year, you absolutely need to watch it.
anyways. Wizard of Legend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways. So you're an archer and you run around in the like that specific level. Like I guess it's like more of a stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the enemies have like different abilities. And so you have to move, and every time you stop moving, you shoot the bow like automatically.
Okay.
And you get different abilities as you level up, which are like poisonous arrows, like double shooting arrows, faster shooting arrows, more health, and every now and then you'll get a random stage where instead of it being a full stage, you just walk up to an angel, and they give you either a heal, or they give you like a random other ability, which
Okay.
a lot of times is like more health.
Yeah, so it's a
or,
roguelike
like,
then.
Yeah, it very much is a roguelike. It's super fun. Super fun.
I
The
wonder
only
if I'm
downside, I
installing
think-
it right now.
only downside I think the game has is that you have energy. So
Yeah.
that part kind of sucks, but they give you a ton of it. They give you a ton of it. Like every time I think I'm gonna run out, they give me more. So I'm not too worried about it.
Every
Why are
time
you
I'm about
laughing
to
so
run
much?
out, they give me
I'm
more
laughing
after I
'cause-
slip them 99 cents.
I'm laughing
I have not paid a
because-
single dollar.
I'm laughing because chat.
Oh.
Chat, I'm already broken from the start of this podcast, and chat just keeps breaking me again.
So the cool thing is like, I don't know if you see this, but like, you every single time you play, you get like more of these tokens, and these tokens you can use to like earn other abilities, and they'll like give you bonuses. So as you enter, so like I have this ability where every time I enter a level, I get a free ability like in game, and I'm already on the second level. I wish I could show you the first level, but I can't. Oh yeah, I can. So the first level is this one right here. I don't know how to say that. I'm not even gonna try because. Yeah, there you go.
Look, we're not doing this whole playing a game live on the podcast thing again.
I'm not going to.
I'm logging into WoW right now.
No,
I'm not going to.
We're not doing that.
And I'm on the second one, and the cool thing is it tells you like what % of players that you've beaten, like how like you've gotten farther than.
That's cool.
So like it adds like a competitive thing. So like I always feel like I'm being competitive.
So all I'm doing right now is I'm walking, and then when I stand still, I shoot stuff. So where is?
You're playing the tutorial. You have to get past the first couple stages, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. It gets a lot better.
It sounds cool.
It's free. It's a lot of fun. I saw it on a YouTube channel that I watch, and it was a sponsored video. And I was like, oh, I'll check this out. You know, it looks fun. And then I started playing it, and I was like, oh, this game is actually really fun. So it's only been out for 9 days, so I'm sure there's probably bugs somewhere, but I haven't seen any yet. So pretty happy with it. It's a lot of fun.
Okay. We've lost Andrew to it now, so I guess I'll go into my week. Before I do that, though, Andrew, Chad had a question for you earlier. Have you ever thought about playing one of the Armored Core games?
So I played. My older brother was semi into the Armored Core games, and I played one of the earlier, I believe, PS2 Armored Core games a little bit.
Yeah. And
I really liked it, but me being a kid at the time, I didn't have the attention span to actually want to learn. I just wanted to build cool robots.
Yeah.
So here in the past couple of years, I have really been wanting to pick up an Armored Core game.
Yeah.
But instead, they waste their time. No, that's Front Mission. Is Front Mission also robots, Max?
Front Mission is also robots.
Okay. No, Armored Core is what I played, but they don't. Who made Armored Core?
Armored Core? Some of them, I think most of them were made by From Software.
Okay, that's what I thought. So they need to quit making these crappy little sword games. Maybe a new Armored Core game. Or if chat has a recommendation for a game for me to play, an Armored Core game for me to play.
Artaka says you can get Armored Core 4 for $10 each.
Yes, but that's the venereal disease version.
Oh, you have chat up now, don't you? We did it! 112 podcasts in, we got him to open chat, baby!
So secretly, I always have chat up. I may forget. I also comment in chat, and I didn't realize people didn't know that it was me. And so some people have gotten mad at me in the past.
That's fair.
But I am in chat. Yeah.
Nice. He's chat also says and for answer and V and VD. So there's a lot of games. I think it's supposed to be 5. My stupid brain read it as V and VD, but 5 and 5 Deluxe. But yeah, there's a lot of options for them.
You know what, Trey? I'm gonna say it's not on you. It's on them for putting V and VD.
All right. We'll get into my week. I want to start off my week by saying that I won't be here next week. It is Verdict Day. There you go. It's Verdict Day, not 5 Deluxe. I won't be here next week. I'll be out of town for work. And so it will be just Andrew and Pat next week for the podcast. There will not be any streams from me, but our boy Double T has some plans for some streams, so we won't go streamless. But uploads will still continue as usual. Don't worry about that. I will have them all scheduled. And unless YouTube breaks again, then the uploads will go through fine. But expect things to be weird if YouTube decides to break.
I can update the schedule tonight if you want for next week. That way people will have an idea.
It'd be perfect.
Because the times are probably going to be pretty weird.
Yeah, that's fair. So I have been playing a thing I'm not allowed to talk about. But I recorded a bunch of footage of it that I'm not making a video yet until I'm allowed to talk about it. And then that footage will come out and I will talk about how I was about to say words and I'm not allowed to say definitive words as to how I feel in any way, shape, or form. I will say it is very similar to another game that I like a lot, but has new features that other game did not have that are really interesting. And that's all I'm allowed to say, really. But yeah, big thanks
thumbs up, thumbs down.
Well, since I haven't said the name of it, I guess I could do a thumbs up. And then I could put 3 more thumbs up below it. But
same time, everyone.
Big shout out to King for getting me access to that. And
thanks, King, for helping me out, Chief.
all I'll say is I really liked the first thing that was very similar to this, and I have been playing a lot of the second that is similar. And then I'll move on so I don't break NDA.
I can buy Armored Core Verite right now for $20 at the PSN store.
There you go. There you go.
Can you play PS3 games digital on the PS4?
Yes. Through PS Now. Only through PS Now.
Iron Man. Pull the trigger.
No, wait. I'm sorry. PS3 games cannot. PS Now. PS2 games. 4 games. Not PS3 games. My apologies.
Why hasn't there been a PS4?
So we talked about this before. Oh, I thought you were going to talk about why PS3 can't play PS4. I don't know. That's a good question. And Artaka says none of them are on PS Now. I have been playing Raft with Pattrick.
Great game,
guys.
You should play with us.
We were playing while you were working every day so far that we played. But you absolutely should. There's room for another, and we have a pretty sick Raft. You wouldn't know that yet, viewers, because a single episode hasn't gone up yet, but it's going up this week. And we have got a good little distance in there, and we got some cool stuff. I really like that game.
Wait, do you even own Raft, Andrew?
I work, so I get paid, so I could obviously buy a game that I don't own.
You should. Well, if you already own it.
No, I wasn't born with a copy of Raft in my hand.
Okay.
I assumed when you weren't able to make it to the podcast because you were working that you would not have time for Raft either.
We've been asked to get invited.
But you are invited now. If you get Raft, then you can play with us. Hey, we literally talk about it multiple times in there that we wish you were here with us.
You should definitely buy the game.
Yes. I saw this game like a year ago or something like that.
Yeah, I did too.
Early access.
And I got it through a bundle at some point.
What?
And just never played it. And then Pat was playing it, and I was like, oh, I'll check it out. And I normally hate that kind of game, you know?
So is it like a survival game?
Yes. The basic premise, go ahead, Pat. You know it better than I do.
Oh, appreciate it. So essentially you are stranded on a 4x4 wooden raft in the middle of a world that I'm assuming is supposed to be Earth. I mean, I haven't gotten into the story yet because apparently there's a story to the game. Actually, I did not know. But basically it's like Earth completely flooded with water, and there's no longer any land of any kind except for a few islands that are just around. And so you just are floating on the raft and you have to survive. And it's super cool. There's a shark that constantly tries to destroy your raft. Yeah, super cool.
You got some cool stuff now. I don't want to spoil too much for the viewers. You got some cool stuff.
Yeah, not to spoil too much, but there's not a whole lot that we haven't built already. So I'm extremely excited to see where we go, because I think the story stuff has to be soon. There's no way it couldn't
be. We haven't touched the story at all, Andrew, so now's a great time to join in if you decide you want to.
Just like Shadowbringers.
I wonder if we should...
I'll go back and play Subnautica.
I wonder if we should start a new raft with Andrew and
he
catch
could
up
just
to where
get a bunch of cool stuff from us.
Yeah, True. I don't wanna y'all already played it. I wouldn't wanna join up and then it's like, oh hey.
No, you could join in with our already pre-existing raft and then we'd have a third person to help do things.
Yeah.
True. Either way.
Pat just likes starting over in the game.
I could create one on my own as well, just like learning how to do something.
Or you could just learn with us. I still don't know a lot of it.
The reason I was saying it would be cool to see him experience some of the stuff that we've already experienced for the first time as we create them, versus him walking up and being like, "Oh look, you have this. Oh look, you have this." And I feel like,
I mean, I wouldn't be against starting a new one. But...
Yeah, the game's fun either way, so I don't care. But yeah, definitely great game. I think it's only $15 too.
It's pretty cheap, yeah.
It's 20, yeah.
And then I've still been playing 14, of course, trying to get everything leveled up. I have all my healers now leveled at 70. I'm just working on tanks now. I'll probably have Dark Knight leveled tomorrow after the stream. Finish that up. Get Dark Knight to 70, and then I have just Warrior to go. So I'll have that done. Probably the week after I get back, E3 week, I'll finish that up. Because E3 week's coming up too. Don't forget, everybody.
When is that again?
It's the week after when I come back, so it's the second week of June. It's E3 week. I'm gonna be recording streams. I'm gonna be live reacting to all of it that I can. Work shifts, but it will take. World froze. Hold on. Just waiting for the world to unfreeze. There we go.
We are frozen in the world, you see.
You are lagging, Andrew.
Am I lagging, or is it just when I was talking weird?
It was just when you were talking. It was behind. That's better now. So I guess it just catches up. I guess we don't have to turn our cameras off.
Wait, could you imagine if Subnautica was multiplayer? That's such a great point, Key. That game would be so much.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It is very much so.
Subnautica Battle Royale.
E3 week will be replacing the regular streams for that week because we'll be streaming long hours reacting to conferences. So, don't expect your regularly scheduled program for that week. Just like 14's Shadowbringers launch week. Shadowbringers is taking that week. I've been watching.
I feel like E3 just happened.
I know, but it's like coming up real quick. There's one other piece of news I forgot to add to that now. I've been watching Kamen Rider Fourze, or Fourze as you might call it. It's really good. It's based in a school this time. And it has all the school tropes, except it does them so much better than most anime do. I won't spoil too much. There's a girl that her little quirk is that she goes, oops, whenever something goes wrong. And that's really fun. And then there's this guy. I won't spoil too much, but I have to talk about this because it's really good. There's this moment where this guy is he's trying to make his dad proud, and so he's doing everything he can to make his dad proud, and the pressure's too much. And he and another character have not been getting along, and the other character wants to be his friend, but the pressure's too much, and it's getting in the way, And then the guy gets called out by the one who wants to be his friend because the one who wants to be his friend is like, hey man, can't you just like lay off? Can't we just work something out here? And the other guy just breaks and just starts yelling out all these problems that he's got, you know? And as he's doing this, the cinematography has him getting lower and lower in the shot until he's on his knees on the ground, talking about how he's done everything he can and none of it's ever good enough. And he just wants to, you know, he just wants to make his dad proud. And was he wrong to do the things that he did? And then the guy who wants to be his friend, like almost always in anime, that's the moment where the character is like, I'll solve this problem for you, and goes to talk to the dad, you know? And then it's not the guy that has the problems that winds up getting to solve his problem. It's the friend being in the way. Instead, Fourze has that character start crying and get down on the ground with the character that he wanted to be friends with, and then going, for the first time ever, I feel like I understand you. Let's be friends. And the way the cinematography works is that for the first time in the show, these two characters are now level. They're on the same, like, there's no one's not higher than the other. They are even because they have reached an understanding. And then the character that has the problem gets to be the one that resolves it. And it's so good. Cinematography's great. Acting is, the performance from that guy is amazing. You can just see it on his face. It's so good. Yeah, Fourze is really good. I've heard bad things about the next one, Wizard, but I'm gonna go into it and do my best. I'm gonna see. But I'm still like a good ways away from finishing Fourze. I've got to work through that. And then the thing Edger's been waiting for. No, it's not though. People die. People legit die. In O's, there's a moment where this guy gets frozen and like the ice is coming up and the bad guy's like, you know your bait. Call for O's. See if he'll come save you. And the guy doesn't even know what, like, he's just a random pedestrian. He doesn't know what's going on. He's just like, O's, come save me. And when O's does show up, the bad guy freezes him all the rest of the way and then breaks him into nothing. So that just like little ice particles fall. And O's just like, what can you do? The guy's dead. There's nothing you can do. It gets dark at times. It's real good. Guyman Driver after Wizard, so it's worth it. I'm gonna push through. And then I've been playing Total War 3 Kingdoms. So I haven't got to play it a lot. I've probably only put around 4 hours into it so far. But it's really good. There's a moment in 3 Kingdoms where you send out your armies and the enemy army's approaching, and you've set up your battle line, and your formation's there, and the archers are firing over from both sides, and there's casualties on both sides, and then the enemy general goes, you cur! You think you could stand before me? Come and face me and die! And then one of your generals goes, allow me to handle this! And it pops up and says, duel?
Yeah.
And you click yes. And Zhao Hadun rides out and unhorses the guy he's fighting and then gets down off his horse because he's like, nah, we're going to do this like men. And then starts flipping around with his spear because it's Romance of the 3 Kingdoms. And so then there's this sick fight between these two that ends in Zhao Hadun just and then pulling his spear back. And as the guy falls back, Zhao Hadun says, I am undefeated on this field of battle. What cur will face me next? And the enemy army just runs away. And all of this is happening while other units are going around the duel to go fight. Because the rest of the battle's still going on. You offset this by having to manage your kingdoms, having to manage your armies, having to manage your upgrades, diplomacy. Where I'm at right now, I'm currently at war with 9 kingdoms.
Oh, God.
Because
it's not how you play.
I was at war with this guy named Yuan Shao. And then Yuan Shao declared his bid to become emperor. And then was like, hey, if you work for me, then I'll let you be free once I own everything. You'll still be my vassal, but I'll let you rule however you want to rule. And he did that with 7 more people. And because he was still at war with me, they all became at war with me too. So then I joined a coalition with his brother, Yuan Shu, to stand against him. And Yuan Shu is just like, together, we will make harmony. And I was like, yeah, sure we will. Please help me. So far, I've conquered 3 large cities. So, the way that you take the cities, you got some options. You can attack them head on, bring battering rams, and break down their castle gates, ride through the castle gates, slaughtering your way through until you get to the victory area. You can starve them out by laying siege to their cities and making them eventually give up. You can start a siege, and then when they're down to less than 400 people, break the siege and attack. You can pay somebody to open the gates so that you can ride in. You can lay sapper tunnels so that your infantry can get into the city. You can break a wall and charge in through the broken wall.
Nice.
Or you can demand their surrender.
I like that option. I wanna tell you have to.
Yep. And so I've conquered multiple cities at this point. I have a pretty nice little army, but I've also lost a lot of men because I've been in continuous war with these 9 other kingdoms. Yuan Shao offered that I could join him if I gave him all of my cities, all of my money, all of my food, and 3 of my officers. I turned down that bargain.
No, of course not. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it's really fun. I wish I had more time to be able to play it, because it takes some time to really get going. But I really like it a lot. I will say, as soon as I was in war against 9 people, the game had a pop-up that said, "Hey, we strongly recommend you lower the difficulty." And I made a save and said, "Nah," and died the next turn. So then I loaded the save and said, "Yes," and did not die the next turn.
Let's do that.
So it has a difficulty you can change on the fly. It has a bunch of different story modes. I'm currently playing South South story mode because, South South's my boy. I'm way all the way when it comes to Dynasty Warriors. It's real good. I also think that a Total War Gundam game would be amazing. 100%. Yeah, Total War 3 Kingdoms is really good. I'm a little upset that I haven't been able to follow the story exactly. I fought a guy that Cao Cao recruits in Romance of 3 Kingdoms, and Zhao Hudun killed him. So I didn't get to recruit him.
That's fine. You don't need
That's rough.
But it's fine. I also took a bunch of castles that Cao Cao never controlled, so it's fine. It's a really good game.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy it now.
It's really good. I'll put it this way too. At one point, Dion Wei shows up because Dion Wei is Cao Cao's big bodyguard dude, super cool, super tough. I put him in the army with Cao Cao and Zhao Hudun because I was like, that's gonna be my main army, Zhao Hudun and Dion Wei went out drinking one night and formed a deep friendship. So now in battle, they give each other boosted stats.
Yeah, that's one thing I liked that I read about was, you want to be careful on your 3 generals who you put out.
Yeah.
Because you could put complete rivals out there.
Yeah, and that'd be real bad because they could fight on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Maybe, chat. I don't know.
Let's play this one out and see what it happens.
I also made Cao Cao's wife a general, Lady Bian. She's a pretty good general. But it's really good. I like it a lot. Yep. Anybody that's in your court, you can just make them a general.
Dang it, that sounds good.
Yep. I made her army an army of her and Cao Cao's cousin, Cao Ang, and then this guy that I hired named Li Ru, who I don't remember in Romance of the Three Kingdoms. He might just be an extra they added to be able to have more officers. Then I made a third army with Zhao Yuan, and added Cao Sun to it as soon as he got old enough to be able to fight. But now, somehow, Tao Qian has access to Zhang Fei, which is supposed to be working for Liu Bei, and I don't know why, but Zhang Fei's army is like maxed out. He's got a full army, and he's just walking around my borders. Like, Zhang Fei, no. If you could, because I'm at war with Tao Qian. It's like, Zhang Fei, no. You could, if you had I don't have a court jester as Cao Cao, but if I did, I could make him a general, yeah.
That'd be perfect.
I guess.
What about Lu Bu?
So, I'm at the point in the story where Lu Bu showed up, and he offered me an alliance. But up until that point, everything had gone the way that the Romance of the Three Kingdoms novel does. And I was like, what year is it? No, I don't want to form a coalition with you, Lu Bu. Thanks, though. 2 turns later, Lu Bu was killed.
What?
Because it follows the story unless you throw it off. It was really
cool,
funny, though. I think so. It was really funny when Dong Zhuo was like, I will be emperor. And I was like, yeah, sure you will, buddy. So it kind of rewards you if you know the story. But you can also break from the story really quickly by just doing something the opposite, like, order. Like, if I had fought Lu Bu right away, I could have convinced him to join my army if he didn't die. And then he wouldn't have died, you know?
Yeah.
But I guess we'll move into the rest of the podcast, because we do still have a lot of things to cover. We had a bunch of games that were announced this week, and I don't think... Not to sound rude, I don't think any of us super care about any of them.
I don't even know what. I know what 2 of these. I know what 3 of these franchises are. I know I don't care about any of those 3 games.
Okay, so I think we can move through them pretty quickly. Atelier Ryza, the Queen of Eternal Darkness and the Secret Hideout, was announced for PC and PS4. It's another Atelier game. Sure.
Yeah.
I've never really played them. I keep getting told I need to. They're long, grindy RPGs. Maybe one day I will, but... You know. Railroad Corporation was announced in early access, or Kickstarter. I'm sorry, not early access. No, this one is early access. There's a different one. It looks cool. Manage the railways. Manage your town. Sure.
I want this game. I didn't know this game existed until just now.
I knew you would when I saw it.
Trains.
It looks cool though. Like I don't dislike it or anything. I got 3 kingdoms to play. You know, I don't need another town builder.
Well,
right
yeah, $30.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think it's pretty bad
For an early access game. Yeah.
For early access, but also early access when, like you said, when 3 Kingdoms and all these other games are out.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people get excited about trains, as you do, as I do, and forget that city skylines exist and you can build trains in the sky.
No, we don't want that. I don't want city. I want train skyline. I want just trains.
I mean, that's fair, but I built a train that is basically like I colored it like Mike Guine from Brave Express. That's the word. Don't know why I lost that. Mike Guine. And it was really cool. Anyway, Arcana Heart 3 Love Max 6 Stars Xtend has been announced.
Oh, the Xtend version?
Yeah. Do you guys know how Arcana Heart games get released?
Nope.
They get released kind of like Street Fighter 2. Where a new version's announced, and maybe it has a new character, maybe it doesn't. Arcana Heart 3 Love Max 6 Stars Xtend adds 1 new character.
Okay. Worth it.
That's it. Her name is Pistrix. She can turn her arms and head into a shark.
Hold on.
And bite people.
Hold on.
Called DLC.
Her name is Pistrix.
Yes.
Pisstriks.
No, Pistrix.
She does tricks with her piss.
No. Also, for whatever reason, she's a lolly. So.
Of course she is.
Yeah,
She
I mean, why
pisses
not,
on
right?
stuff.
This is 2019. If they're not all lollies, it's not a good game.
So, I want to point.
That's how Pat reviews it.
I just want to point this out. This game originally came out in 2011, and in almost every year, it has had a re-release with one new character.
It's like a 5
Why not just add DLC?
So what makes this even weirder is that we already know Arcana Heart 4 is in the process of being made.
But that one may not have Piss Girl.
It might not. It might not have the Shark Fighter. So
Who comes up with this?
there is that. But I just felt like we should probably bring it up since we haven't talked about a lot of the other releases of Arcana Heart.
We never will.
After
you know what
that
game sounds like?
What's that?
The last word in this next game title.
The next game is called Kingdoms of the Dump. I actually think Arcana Heart plays really well, to be fair. I just am waiting for Arcana Heart 4. Because I've seen it.
The devs just don't know how DLC works.
Kind of, yeah. Kingdoms of the Dump is a Kickstarter. It is inspired by SNES JRPGs. It is a tile-based RPG where you can switch party members on the world map. It has a bunch of different trash-related party members.
Okay.
It looks cool. It's got a really nice art style. Who knows if it'll get backed or not, you know? But I thought it was interesting enough that I would bring it up.
Looks cool.
Yeah, I think so. I think the art style is really interesting.
Dustin Bensley, Garbage Night in Training.
Yes. Pretty good name. Also an abandoned like overcoat is one of the characters. So that's cool.
Yep,
you
Walker
know?
Jacket.
That's cool. I don't know. I mean, it looks cool enough. I think it might be interesting. We don't know anything about pricing. We don't know anything about platforms, really. The Kickstarter goes up July 15th. So this is really early to be announcing it before the Kickstarter.
Oh, this is pre-Kickstarter.
Yeah. But figured we would at least talk about it because I thought it looked pretty cool. And then finally, we have Star Ocean First Departure R coming to the Nintendo Switch. The original Star Ocean game is getting a remaster. Cool. I liked Star Ocean 2 and 3 way more, but sure.
Well, you gotta respect the originals.
Yes, that's correct. Cool. Glad to hear that it is coming. PS4 and Switch, not just Switch. I'm sorry.
But really, it's just Switch. Come on.
So from there, we're going to get into the FF14 live letter and job changes stuff. I won't spend too long here because we have a bunch of other things to talk about. The main things are that they're taking away tank stances and instead just going to have a trait that makes tanks take less damage. So basically what this means, if you wanted to play a tank, you will be doing more damage than you ever have before and will be an effectual addition in damage to your party instead of doing 20% less damage when being in your tank stance. It will encourage people to tank and not to just turn their stance off to do more damage. So that's cool. Healers have all been reworked, so there's a bunch of cool new stuff with healers. Every job, of course, is getting new abilities. Role actions are changing. Machinist is being completely reworked and now summons a mech that has a pile bunker on its arm and will just like, and then the power goes, really cool. Dragoon gets a Kamen Rider dive, which is super sick. a bunch of classes get little things they needed. Paladin gets a gap closer and some options for MP. Monk gets a new thing of Grease Lightning. Ninja can now use Kagebushin no Jutsu to make shadow clones. So Pat has to play now because he can be Naruto. I mean, you can summon a frog and you can make shadow clones. So, I mean, Pat, all I'm saying.
God, I forgot about Shinobi Striker. You get to summon a frog in that game.
Yep. Then we get into the really crazy stuff, like Dark Knight can summon a shadow of themselves out of the darkness of their heart to fight alongside them. It's really sick, and when it's done, it kneels as it vanishes back into the dark. Paladin can now summon a giant blade from Final Fantasy Tactics up out of the ground. It looks really good. Gunbreaker has... because Gunbreaker's one of the new jobs. It has abilities that are based off of Squall's abilities from FF8. And the condition that they give is ready to rip, ready to tear. So you do one and you get ready to rip, and you do the other and you get ready to tear, and then you can do a bunch of damage. They know. They know.
Rip.
Then, like, Black Mage gets additional casts. You have things like White Mages get wings now. Summoners can summon Giant Phoenix. Scholars can summon a Seraphim. You get some pretty cool stuff for every class. It's pretty hype. If you haven't seen the Job Actions trailer yet, you absolutely should. Some really cool stuff in there. Absolutely worth watching. And it also shows they put a lot of care into how they're going to balance all these classes now. Because before, Machinist was just the bottom of the barrel. Like, it just was. There was no question as to what the worst class in the game was. Even if people liked it, it was Machinist. And with these changes, it looks like they're trying to balance all of them again, which is really cool. They're also moving away from the main tank, off tank meta that has been in the game for so long, and instead going with the all tanks can do both roles, which is really cool because now people won't just be forced into a role when they join a dungeon based on what class they were playing. So, really cool stuff. And Machinist can summon a mech!
Yeah, that's their key there to be like, hey, please play this class.
I'm going to, is what I'm going to play going into
Guys,
Shadowbringers.
do a mech. Come on, please.
Not just a mech either. They use Bioblaster from Final Fantasy VI. They use Auto Crossbow from Final Fantasy VI. They use the Anchor Shot from Final Fantasy VI. Yes, Anchor Shot. Fans of Xenoblade Chronicles too. They use the turret still in a really cool way. Machinist looks hype. It looks great. All of them look great. Yeah, I'm really excited for the job changes. And they're getting rid of TP. So your skills won't cost TP anymore. And they're adding a thing called charges, where some skills will have multiple charges and you can use them back to back, or use them and not have to worry about when they're going to come off cooldown to use them again. So for instance, like with Ninja, if you want to cast your mudras, like your ninjutsu, then you have to use your mudras, and then you have to use a skill called Kasatsu to use them again right away, and then Kasatsu goes on to 60-second recast. Kasatsu will have 3 charges now, so you can use it 3 times back to back and just spam ninjutsu to be able to pull off those shadow clones, to be able to pull off those Ulfrog mediums, to be able to pull off the water shurikens that are new and coming up. It's really sick. Really cool. From there, because I could just keep talking about it and I need to stop myself. From there, this is a little section that I really hate that we even have. Announcements of announcements really bother me.
Yeah, I hate that.
So we have 3 of them. We have Pokemon Sword and Shield info coming on June 6th.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Don't know what that's going to be yet, but we'll find out June 6th while I'm not here. Dragon Quest Mobile will be announced on June 3rd.
I'm excited about this.
I am too. I wish we knew what it was.
But we will know it.
Because I won't be in town on June
You got the
3rd.
internet?
Yeah, I'll have it on my phone. And then Death Stranding information coming Wednesday, 29th.
Yeah, that's gonna be bonkers.
Yes. I wish they just gave us the info instead of announcing an announcement. I really hate that that is a thing that is common now. Eventually, it's just going to snowball, right? We're going to get an announcement that the announcement is coming for the game on this day.
Yep.
So, you know, that's always fun. Then we have Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes is coming to PS4 and Steam. I've heard really bad things about it, to be honest.
Yeah, whatever.
So, I wish it was just No More Heroes 1 and 2 getting ported over. But, oh well. We have some information.
Wait, I thought Travis Strikes Again was No More Heroes 2.
No. Travis Strikes Again is the Switch exclusive title they made that is a runner.
What?
It's a runner, like Super Mario Run, Dungeon Runner, Temple
No,
Run.
it's not.
It is.
Yeah, look this up. I've been living a different life.
No, No More Heroes 2. Like Travis Returns, something like that. Let me pull out what No More Heroes 2 is called. That's the sequel. Desperate Struggle is No More Heroes 2. But, you know.
What is the purpose of this game?
So, if you'll remember, when it got announced, I got super hyped because I love No More Heroes. And then saw that it was a runner and was like, oh. Okay.
Looks like it's got actual combat in it.
Yeah, it's not No More Heroes 1 and 2, you know? Not even close to that kind of game. I'm right there with King. I want a remaster. I've
only heard terrible things about that.
No More Heroes 1 and 2 are amazing.
No, about Travis Strikes Again.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about No More Heroes.
Yeah. Travis Touchdown. It tries to be DMC in places where there's like the main character and his brother's also like a super cool assassin hitman. But then it takes itself even less seriously than DMC does.
Nice.
And I think that flows really well with the way that it tries to tell its story. So after that, we have Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is coming up soon. And they have announced some DLC plans.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah, just to clarify, Travis Touchdown bought his lightsaber off of Amazon. Yep.
That sounds so awesome.
Yep. So what they have planned is that they're adding a speedrun mode, a boss rush mode, the pure Miriam outfit, we don't know what that is, boss revenge, roguelike mode, classic mode, chaos mode, and 2 more playable characters, plus co-op and versus play, all of which will be added over the course of the life of the game. How much do you think this stuff's going to run you?
Free.
What if I told you it was all free?
That's a great price.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's bonkers.
They will be launching a $10 pack called the Iga's Backpack, which enables people to take on and defeat Koji Igarashi himself in the game, earning them a sword whip weapon as a reward. The sword whip was previously backer exclusive, but they did a survey, and Igarashi said that of the almost 3,000 that filled out the survey, 99.9% of them said they were okay with this being offered as DLC.
Yeah.
And only a handful of people said that they felt like they were being shortchanged. So,
awesome.
That's super hype. I'm probably going to buy the pack. Since all the rest of the DLC is free anyway, I'll probably buy it just to support that. Because that's great. Roguelike mode?
It's not a $60 game.
No, I don't think so. I think it's $40.
Yeah, it's $40, so you spend $10 I mean, $50.
Yeah.
Dude, this game
roguelike mode?
Yeah, this game went from me being excited to me not caring to me being even more excited.
2 more playable characters? For free? Like, you want to go back to our discussion a minute ago about Arcana Heart?
Yeah.
Man.
They can't just give you piss tricks. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Too much time went into creating that character.
So, the Speedrun, Boss Rush, and Pure Miriam outfit will all be available on launch day. Which is cool. Everything else will come at a later date. Super hyped for that. That's a great way to do it, man. They could have made so much money off the DLC too, and they decided not to, and I really respect that.
I also respect that.
So, from there, we go into the new Sonic Team Racing. Does not have any of the non-Sonic Sega characters. People were curious as to why.
People just want Shenmue.
Probably. Nintendo Life did an interview with the team at Sumo, who were asked, why is Ulala from Space Channel 5, I from Super Monkey Ball, why are all of them not in there, And the reason was, so we could dive into the Sonic universe in more depth and tell a canon Sonic universe story with our team adventure mode. That was very important for us.
Mm.
So they wanted to tell
all the legendary Sonic characters.
A Sonic story.
That's never a good sign.
Yeah.
Hollywood wants to tell their Sonic story, and that got pushed back.
Yeah. So, King, I am down for GBO2 dailies after the stream, but right after the stream, I have to log into 14 and try to finish my 14 dailies before maintenance starts. Might be too late.
I will.
How's it going? Well, from there,
I feel like now I should say hello, William, as the other 2 people on this podcast said hello.
That's fair. You also didn't say you have a lot of respect for Koji Igarashi, and I almost pointed that out. I was almost like, Andrew does it, though.
I heard, so Pat said it, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
So it's still just rumors. It's not confirmed, and normally we don't talk about rumors. But Vati Video put out a video on it, who has worked closely with From Software, and he himself confirmed that this is happening.
Yeah.
So if it's not true, then Vati himself has been lied to, and I see that not being a thing that happens. From Software, we already knew, was working on a new game. They were working on an open world game. That was all we knew about it. We didn't have any more information on it. I assumed it was going to be like DLC for Sekiro and not even a full game, It's going to be Norse, open world, where you go and fight bosses to steal their powers.
Yeah.
And one of the people helping create the game, creating the game world and creating the characters, is George R.R. Martin.
Yeah. That's bonkers to me.
Yep. I'm really torn on this, too, because on one hand, I'm like, man, that's going to be a great game.
He went from writing a book every, 7 to 10 years to now he's got a whole TV series and...
Yep. With 5 prequels in the work.
Yeah.
I'm really torn though, because I think the game's going to be great, but I really would like him to finish the books.
I want From Software to make another Armored Core game.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Because now when I looked into it, it's too hard for me to try to find out how to play the other games.
I don't blame you. I'm still hyped for this project though. I mean, obviously I'll play it, From and I have this long-standing relationship now. But look, From and I are basically like We're the couple that never got married but has been together for so long now that we're not going
It's
anywhere.
like everybody is like refers
Yeah,
to y'all as husband and wife and stuff like that.
exactly.
And it's just like it's just kind of understood.
We're in this to win this now. It's
Yeah.
over. From there, we'll get into the thing that I thought would take some real time, which is why I wanted to get to it sooner. We did not. You guys hear what the Who had to say?
Yeah.
No.
So the Who, very important to the world of medicine. Maybe you might say the most important in the world of medicine. The WHO have said that video game addiction is a disease. It's a real thing.
Yes.
And they're urging countries, companies, parents, be aware that video game addiction is a problem.
Yes.
So before I get into what the Who has to say about it, do either of you have any thoughts?
I agree. Video game addiction is a real thing. However, if the video game companies don't want all this bad press, they can just be like the big tobacco and alcohol industries and just have a bunch of lobbyists who tell the Who and everybody else to just ignore the fact that tobacco and alcohol can have a bunch of problems too.
Yes.
I mean, this is like, it's like, well, yeah, of course you can. Anything that affects your brain certainly can be addictive.
Hmm?
But you're not telling me that they're not advertising the adverse effects of drinking alcohol, or the even worse, the adverse effects of drinking alcohol while you have other mental illnesses.
Yeah. Pat, you have any thoughts before I get into what they're actually saying here?
It's just annoying.
So, the WHO declares gaming disorder is defined in the 11th revision of the International Classification of Diseases as a pattern of gaming behavior, digital gaming or video gaming, characterized by impaired control over gaming, increasing priority given to gaming over other activities to the extent that gaming takes precedence over other interests and daily activities, continuation or escalation of gaming despite the occurrence of negative consequences. Gaming disorder to be diagnosed, the behavior pattern must be of sufficient severity to result in significant impairment in personal, family, social, educational, occupational, or other important areas of functioning, would normally have been evident for at least 12 months. So, what they are talking about are people like the guy that died because he was at an internet cafe playing World of Warcraft for 28 hours. And never moved out of that chair.
It's not just, oh, you play video games.
Right.
So you have a problem.
In and of itself, I don't think the WHO declaring this is a bad thing. I think, as Artaka puts out, it should have been obvious that this can be a problem. As you pointed out, Andrew, like anything. However, as you can expect, this has caused some side effects. Certain websites claiming that video games should be banned. I already saw a bunch of stuff about the Mothers on Facebook group declaring that their children would no longer be allowed to play video games because video games could cause them to have this addiction. People trying to claim that they should be getting disability because they play video games. And I don't mean just in the form of a joke, which was made in chat, but like actually trying to claim it, which obviously that you won't be able to. And Microsoft has taken the banner. and says that gaming companies must do more to curb overuse video game. So,
see, I agree with that, but I agree with it more on talking about game addiction, limiting loot box stuff like that, because that all of that heavily fuels the addiction aspect of, I just got there's one more box, and there's one more crate and loot crate, and then I'm gonna get what I want, and that's awesome. I got an epic from it. I just need to get 5 more boxes.
absolutely.
I just got to do this. But so I wanted to say this about the moms on the Facebook thing.
Hmm?
Well, mommy, surely you're not going to have a glass of wine with dinner tonight, because that's addictive too.
Yep, that's where the hypocrisy comes in.
We live in a world that has this giant love
out of that bag
of drinking literal poison.
Yep.
But we're gonna focus on the video game addiction.
Dog didn't think I was serious when he was trying to dig in that trash bag. Found out that. Yeah, I mean, I agree 100%. Like, it's so hypocritical to be like, this is the problem. But don't care about this. Don't worry about this. Leave this alone, you know? So, my question to Microsoft is, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Because if the point is that we're going to go back to this thing of games have to have more pop-ups to tell you to take a break, that's not going to fix the problem.
Yeah.
If the problem
I will say, I think it was Metal Gear Solid 4 that had that pop-up, and I actually had a moment of like, oh crap, I should get off this game.
Yeah.
My big thing with this is like, so like, I mean, like y'all said, kind of like it's being hypocritical, but at the same time, like, to what extent? Like, to what extent are you sitting here and saying like,
yeah, it's
an actual addiction? Because a lot of people spend a lot of time playing video games, but they don't have to; they choose to, and that's a big difference, in my opinion. Because with an addiction, it's something you feel like you have to do. Mm-hmm. It's not something that you're choosing to do.
So, I guess the things that I think we would benefit from getting rid of in gaming to help stop these addictions is stuff like daily login bonuses, loot boxes, having multiple currencies that you can get from loot boxes.
I mean, all this stuff is these companies have had psychologists come in and create these ways, these mechanics that mimic gambling, because for the exact purpose of, we know this will be addictive. I mean,
yeah, that's absolutely.
It's explicitly made to be addictive.
Yeah.
In these cases.
Yeah. And I will say too, there is a bit of a personal thing about it, because it really bothers me that now there's so many people coming out and going, I should be able to draw disability off of that then. When, like, there's so many, and I'm not trying to be that guy that's always like, think of the people who are, but the people that are also play video games. A lot of them do. That's not why they're getting those checks. You know, it's just, it feels insensitive to them that there are so many people being like, you know, hey, I'll get paid from this.
Yeah.
And it's I understand why the Who say it's a problem, because it is. There's a lot of games that literally cause people to become addicted. Like, look at World of Warcraft for years, you know?
Yeah. Well, and I can say, when I was suffering severe depression when I was a teenager, I would fit the bill on addiction to World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived in that world. That's all I cared about.
Yeah, me too.
It's just sad. It's just sad that like it's come to this whenever a lot of these people who are feeling this way, like or like that are playing these games just for these time periods that probably fit into this like statistic that they created.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they were actually addicted. It's that they play video games to help with maybe a mental disability that they have, like depression or anxiety or
absolutely.
whatever.
And how many of those people are not going to be allowed to play now because of this?
Yeah. Or like what if there's a kid out there that had like a friend at school that was a foreign exchange student and they moved and now the only way that they spend time with them is playing video games with them for a few hours a day.
Yeah.
And now they can't do that. Like you're there, like a lot of people are going to be stripped of the social aspect of gaming as well because of extreme parents and stuff like that. It's just like that. I feel like it was unnecessary. I feel like it was really unnecessary for them to go that far.
Well, and I think it's really weird. I mean, Andrew pointed out the alcohol and things like that. I think it's really weird for the WHO to be like, video games are the problem and not the television is the problem.
Yeah. Because every parent is addicted to television right now.
Not just the parents, the kids too.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't stand it when I saw an 18-month-old out at lunch or at dinner, I guess. But then the mom put a tablet up, set up a tablet, and she was just trying to, babies talk.
Yeah.
She wasn't whining. She was just trying to interact. And it was like, nope, here you go, watch this.
Yeah.
18 months old.
Yeah. Well, I think part of the way that they word it is bad too, because what about people like me? That's what we do for a living now, you know?
Yeah.
I don't have a disease because I'm playing games for a living.
Well, yeah, you don't meet the criteria.
Yeah. Although it takes precedence over things like eating sometimes to be able to do streams. It's the way they did it is the problem. Yeah. As King puts it,
I think that's what I was meaning to. I wasn't meaning necessarily like they shouldn't have said it's a disease, but like the way that you portray certain information, especially nowadays, drastically affects households.
Yeah.
And right now, I feel like that was one of the worst things they could have done for people like us who have mental disabilities that are younger, who use gaming as both a social aspect to help them grow socially and also to help get their minds
to de-stress
out of
and
the world that they hate.
Yeah.
Oh,
and ultimately, I think it'll wind up like a lot of the things that the WHO has said a problem, you know? Which is that it just won't be. But because Microsoft is taking action, again, we don't know what they're doing. I felt like we at least we needed to talk about it anyway because it happened. But
kind of hope they did it as like look at us being the good guys, and then it's just gonna go away.
Well, they kind of have to. But I liked that they came out and said something, because it's funny when it's like if a big tobacco company came out and was like, we need to advertise that tobacco is addictive.
Yeah.
And that moderation is the key.
Yeah.
But that's never happened before.
Yeah, it's really weird, man. I don't know.
Yep.
Well, from there, unless you guys have any final thoughts, I know that you did.
I added this because I felt like we were ending on somewhat of a sour note, and I wanted to add something kind of funny.
Yeah. But real quick, before that, to Will in the chat, no, man, make video games. This is not, I don't think this is going to affect development, really. I think it's mainly going to wind up targeting the shadier part of the business, which already was a problem. But there may be some companies that change the way they want to do things, but there will absolutely be other companies that don't. So make games, man. Don't worry about it. Don't let the WHO tell you how to live your life. That's all I'm saying.
For sure.
When the WHO don't even recognize that alcoholism and overdosing on medication is a problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, please go ahead, Pat.
So, you guys know about The Simpsons, right?
Yeah. Can I make a declaration, I suppose?
Sure.
I've never watched a single episode of The Simpsons.
Now, is that by choice or
Yes.
just by? Oh, do you not like The Simpsons?
I don't hate it. I also just don't find it super funny.
I think that their earlier
Pretty good.
stuff is a lot funnier than their
Yeah.
newer stuff, but I still think the show overall is pretty funny.
That might be why, because I haven't seen anything from the early season.
Yeah, their older stuff is really funny in my opinion. But as
A lot of it is referential. You have to know what was going on at that time period, so that it
Well,
does.
I was
make it
alive
hard
in that
to go
time
back and
period.
watch. Yeah, but it does because if you're a child when it comes out, it's kind of hard to know exactly what they're talking about sometimes.
I got you.
Now, there's been some Simpsons games out in the past, like Hit and Run,
Yeah.
which was one of the greatest games I've ever played as a kid.
It's awesome.
It's so great. And they recently had a game in 2012, which was called like Simpsons Tapped Out or whatever, which was like that was a phase of mobile games for a while.
People really liked it at work when I was working at the place that you worked. But...
Yeah, I mean,
I also worked there, and I tried to. When I realized what it was, I was.
You did. Fine. It's been so long. You did work there too. That's where we met.
Yeah.
So what's called that game made Fox a lot of money.
I'm sure.
Oh, of course.
And it's since 2007, which is when one of like the last Simpsons games that came to a console came out. They haven't really done anything else.
Yeah.
Well, they announced that they're going to be at E3. We don't know why yet, but there's a lot of speculation.
Hit and Run 2.
That's what I'm hoping, man. Oh my gosh. Hit and Run 2. Oh, it'd be so good. That'd be so good.
Man, I really want to do E3 predictions too. I figure you guys will probably do it next week. The week before E3. Or I guess we can do it the week of E3 because there won't be any press conferences on that Monday.
Yeah, because don't they start Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should. Monday will be the day. But all I'm saying is the only other thing that they've hinted at ever from Fox about gaming stuff is a potential Simpsons RPG.
Oh, like a South Park, like the South Park games.
Yeah, which would be super fun, especially because, like I said, like I'm a huge fan. I've been watching The Simpsons with my parents as a kid, you know, because we were addicted to the TV, and
Man,
I watched it.
That's the best thing about that is we get to make jokes about it now.
I know. I watched it a lot up until I got out of high school, when I basically stopped watching TV in general, and I remember watching it every single night that it came on. Even if it was a rerun, we would watch it just because it was something we always did as a family. So I will always have a soft spot in my heart for The Simpsons.
That's fair.
So I hope that they actually announce a game, even if it's like, oh, it won't be out until 2020. It will be something for me to look forward to.
Yeah.
Hit and Run 2 would be great. RPG would be great. I don't care. Just more Simpsons. Why not?
Yeah. I wasn't allowed to watch the Simpsons.
I wasn't either.
So I've seen some of it. I've seen some of it here and there. But I loved Hit and Run, and I loved the arcade beat 'em up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're super. It's a super fun show, in my opinion. Like the comment, and they predicted a lot of weird stuff. I don't know if you want to get too into it, but The Simpsons like predicted the end of Game of Thrones years ago, or like a couple years ago.
Well, I mean, if you just want to get down to brass tacks, the ending that they did is not unpredictable. It's just
yeah.
What I've heard. I haven't seen it.
I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just saying it's not, because you can ask, like, I called it, and it was still stupid. Like, my dad was so upset that I was right.
All I'm saying is they have definitely predicted a lot. Like,
do not say that president's name or you will get us demonetized. The one that has been pointed out in chat.
So they predicted that's actually a thing.
I say that it's the president.
Doesn't matter. If you say his name, it will get demonetized immediately.
What?
YouTube takes his name and a bunch of other political names and just goes, nope. You can say Obama, though. That's okay. Thanks, Obama.
They predicted the Ebola breakout.
People at Fox are running some shady backdoor deals.
Sounds like it.
They predicted Disney buying 20th Century Fox. They predicted so much stuff, like faulty voting machines.
Sounds like they have some spiders around.
The U.S. beating Sweden and curling.
Oh, come on. We all knew Sweden would lose.
There's more. There's more. Like some of it, I don't want to get too into. But they have actually predicted a lot of weird stuff that you're like, there's no way they should know this.
Some time
and they
machines
predicted
exist, and they used the power of the time machine
huge
to go back in the past to make the Simpsons.
If you want to go down this rabbit hole, there is a huge conspiracy theory that the writers of the Simpsons are time travelers.
Well, if I had a time machine, that is not what I would use it for.
I'm just saying there's a crazy conspiracy theory. But yeah, the Simpsons at E3, everybody. I'm hype.
You know what I want to see at E3?
Where did you see this?
Where did I see it?
It's been rumored on Twitter.
On GameSpot, they officially announced it.
What?
You know what I'm excited to see at E3?
What?
Better see some Metal Wolf Chaos XD there. I'm going to be real upset. Where is that game? Devolver? Where is my Metal Wolf Chaos?
Watch it. Watch it. It's not going to be mentioned at this press conference. Or they just shadow drop it.
Man, I have to watch Devolver's press conference live, too.
Yeah. Lucky you. I'm not watching that crap.
The worst part is, there's going to be people in the chat that are like, man, this is great. And I'll be like, it doesn't appeal to me at all. The last two have not appealed to me at all.
Speaking of E3, there's another rumor about who might be at E3. And it's
Yasunori
Google.
Shigemoto.
Who cares? The Stadia sucks.
Yeah, I'm not excited for the Stadia.
Quote me on that. Quote me on that. The Stadia blows.
Put it on the back of the box.
I'm not excited about it, but they're supposed to be announcing stuff this summer, and it's rumored that they might be at E3 as well.
The Simpsons hit and run to exclusive on Google Stadia.
King,
I will get a Google Stadia.
If the Metal Wolf Chaos game, the remake, winds up being a crossover with The Simpsons, I will watch The Simpsons.
It won't. Why would you make that bet? You know it won't happen.
That's why I can make it. I don't have to worry. It's safe. It's safe.
You should just watch the Simpsons movie, which is a great film.
Nah, I got Kamen Rider movies to watch.
No.
Double and O's have a movie, and O's and Fourze have a movie.
Sony's not going to be there, right?
Nope.
No.
If everybody that's going, man, I can't wait to see more Final Fantasy VII remake footage at E3, it's like, you're not. You're not going to see it because they're not there. Microsoft's going to show it off. It's now going to be cross-platform.
Yeah.
I don't think. Anyway, we'll get into more of this E3 prep.
That's what Sony gave them.
2 weeks from now. As part of the deal. So, anything other topics-wise we might have missed? That we, news-wise, that we missed? All right. Streams for the week. Tomorrow we will continue Red Dead Revolver. Because we finished Dark Souls 2 Mahler rules. That is done. It is beaten. We have beaten that challenge run. And I can now safely never play Dark Souls 2 again. I can finally kick that game back to the bottom of the list where it should have been the whole time. Because Scholar of the First Sin ruined that game.
Scholar of the First Sin made it better.
No. Lost Bastille, there's an area where there were originally 6 enemies in one hallway that were like spread out between the whole area. Now there's 20.
Good.
Why?
Just do like a trash pull on them like you were playing him.
Like I'm playing 14, just tank them all.
Just trash pull.
Will I do Armored Core Last Rev and Rocket Only Challenge on the Xanadia route? Not right away, because it's not on our list of the top 25, but maybe sometime. But Red Dead Revolver is, so we're going to continue that on Tuesdays.
Red Dead Revolver is on your top 25 games.
Yes, have you never played that game?
Well, I played the game when it first came out.
It's so
Great,
good.
Come on.
It's one of the best games ever made.
That's not true.
Watch the VODs and you'll see what I mean.
He might have put it on the meme. He probably might have put it on the list for a
No,
meme.
it's really good. Watch the
Yeah,
VODs
he
and you'll
needs it.
see.
It's a meme.
There's a
Red Dead
moment.
Revolver.
There's a moment where you have to free Jack Swift, who is inside this little cage, and you have to shoot the handle of the cage to get him to drop out so that he can join you in the fight. And then he's out there, and you're fighting these clowns that are throwing dynamite. And they're these little tiny clowns, like, hee as they run around throwing dynamite at you, and you have to take them out. And then when you're done, Red just goes, and puts his gun away and goes, that was worth it. And I was like, oh! It's really good.
It's a meme.
I think Red Dead Revolver.
No, you need to play it. It's actually really good. Play it again.
I did play it.
Play it again.
I have played it.
Play it
What's the
again.
Metacritic score? Let's look this
Check
up.
it. Check it. It's really good. There is a really great moment in that game where you play as the Buffalo Soldier, who doesn't even have a name.
Buffalo Soldier.
And he takes, like, you get a headshot with him and he goes, bacon and bean. It's so good.
What's the score, Pat?
I'm pulling up the Metacritic right now. I'm trying to open up OpenCritic as well.
It probably won't be on OpenCritic.
Metacritic
Metacritic
is amazing. Don't think so, you're wrong.
73.
Yeah.
Oh, what a
Swimming in
stinker.
sevens. Swimming in sevens.
I want to point out Psychonauts 87.
I just want to say too, remember this
Officially
list is
better.
my top 25.
Yeah, I know.
Um
We went over the whole sevens thing with Days Gone.
yeah. There's a moment where you fight this duelist named Kelly, and he steps out and he's got like the feather in his hat and everything, and he looks ridiculous. So you're like, you can beat him easily, but he draws so fast, and if you don't shoot him in the leg on the way up, then you will not get to shoot him. There's a moment where this guy shoots Red's dog, and Red gets super mad, and you have to fight the whole town because Red goes on a rampage because they shot his dog. John Wick exists because of Red Dead Revolver.
I don't know. I'm reading some of these bad reviews, and there's some terrible stuff in
That's
here.
because people don't like the game because it has a mission structure where the missions are really short, and they wish that it was open world instead.
Yeah, I think the game is great.
Yeah, Red Dead Revolver's amazing.
This review just says solid.
I'll put it this way. I enjoy it a whole heck of a lot more than I do Red Dead Redemption 2.
To be fair, I enjoy being constipated days straight more than I enjoy playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
I love how we're like one of the only podcasts on the internet that doesn't like that game. Everybody else is just like, no, it's a great game. It's like us and Giant Bomb. And that's it. And Giant Bomb has the crew like split. To be fair, the Easy Allies, like I think it's just Brandon Jones that really likes that game.
I think Huber likes them.
Yeah, I mean, Huber is another one of those people that, for the most part, like me, can look past a game's flaws to really enjoy it. There's just a lot of flaws to look past.
It's just so bad to play.
I've
thought about the last few months. I've thought about like, man, I want like an old West world type of game. That sounds cool. Then I think about actually physically playing that game.
Yeah,
and I puke.
If you do not remember why I have so many problems with that game, watch my 56 minute long video on why I hate that game so much. Red Dead Redemption 2 was never a top twin game for me. Red Dead Revolver was, though. Like Red Dead Revolver.
It's
not top 10 now.
Is a disgrace.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably top 25 worst games.
It actually might be on my list of worst games.
I almost said a meme that may have gotten us
Glad you didn't.
Bet you
we were doing the schedule though. Wednesday, after I get back from work Wednesday, we will do training time again. This time in Guilty Gear Xrd Rev 2. Last week it was on Cross Tag Battle. This week it'll be on Xrd Rev 2. Uh,
Okay. All
you
right.
could have said that. It would have been okay.
Are you sure? I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't want to chance it.
It would have been okay. Oh man, that was
I give it a broken.
that was so good. Oh yeah, let's not forget the time when we were playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Chat just keeps bringing them in. Let's not forget the time in Red Dead Redemption 2 where we walked into the river and the water ran away from us and we were standing on a dry lake bed as the water was pushed back. I'm just saying, developers, if you want me to test your games, I will find the bugs. I always do.
Gosh. I'm so glad that I said that now.
I'm okay with that.
So, Wednesday night, we'll do Training Time with Guilty Gear Xrd Rev 2. Like always, we'll start off talking about how the game plays with some tips that I have, even though I'm not very good at them, but we'll talk about, some stuff, and then we'll go online and get beat up online for a little while, and then we'll go back into versus AI and show off all the characters. Just continue doing that format as we go. Then Thursday, we will return with Super Robot Wars T, and we will continue that. We left off in the middle of a chapter cliffhanger, just like an anime, with the main character's mech damaged, and having to leave the battlefield, and maybe something really cool is gonna happen if you just tune into that stream. We're gonna get something really sick.
Are you seduce somebody? What are you doing?
And then Friday, we'll be back with Pokemon Black 2. We're gonna keep leveling up our team. Super happy with them so far, using Pokemon we've never used before. Very excited. I have a Trubbish on that team, the garbage Pokemon.
Awesome.
And I just want to point this out. I am now 100% positive that the people who hate that Pokemon have not used him in battle.
Yes.
Because he's actually really good. Like, he is really good in a fight. So we're gonna keep using him. And then Saturday will be Gundam Game Day. For Saturday's Gundam Game Day, we'll be doing something a little bit special. Because instead of doing the PS4 games like we normally do, we will be doing a play of the Muso games. And we will be doing... No. I've just put 2 and 2 together, and I have to question everything I know.
What? What are you talking about?
No, it's better if I don't say. And we'll do the Muso games, followed by Zionic Front, and those will be our Gundam Game Day games for Saturday. And then, as you know, the week after, I will be gone and out of town, so I will not be streaming, but our boy Double T will be streaming.
Turtle.
And he will be updating the calendar with when he's going to be streaming for that week. Uploads will still continue. I've recorded all of the audio and begun editing the video, because I'd also already recorded all the video for the DMC5 Final Thoughts. And so that video will go up soon. I'm very happy with that video so far, because I'm very happy with that game. So I just have to cut it all together now. Then I'm going to keep working on the Sekiro video. I'm really, I want to try and get all the endings before I cut that script together. Don't know if that's going to happen or not, though. But Octopath will continue. Fire Emblem 6 will continue. Raft will start. And then the job breakdowns will continue, even though the live letter has made those videos almost worthless. Their only real worth now is for people that want to know how to play those classes with only a month to go and are trying to level them, and for after the expansion to have, like, for posterity's sake of how the jobs played back then. But that's about it for those now, because those jobs have changed dramatically. But that is all that I have. Do you guys have any plugs this week?
No, I just really want to play Armor Core.
That's fair.
I didn't know that was mentioned.
That's fair. I want to plug a channel that I don't always agree with. In fact, most of the time I don't agree with the stuff he puts out.
Not Pro Jared.
No. Hello Future Me makes writing videos and world building videos and is very theme related and on trying to carry a theme forward. And so I don't always agree with him on those because a lot of the time I would prefer just to have quality writing over a theme that has to be the most important thing. However, he's one of those people that I think like explains his position very well. And so even when I disagree with him, I think he does some really good stuff. He made 2 videos explaining how he would have rewritten in the bounds of time and amount of screen time that he had, that the show had, how he would have rewritten the last 3 episodes of Game of Thrones from the final season. And it's really good. He put a lot of work into that.
That's awesome.
I also want to talk about another video that I want to make real quick that I just remembered. We've talked about Downward Thrust on this channel before. He made a video on WoW Classic.
Yeah.
It's almost exactly 10 minutes long, as you would expect. And throughout the course of the video, he talks about how there hasn't really been any games that give you that same feel of taking forever to level up and just being really slow in video games and taking your time to get where you're going. And that's why WoW Classic is so important. And I want to make a response video to this one because there's been a lot of videos he's made that I super disagreed with. I want to make a response video to this one because he states that since the 2010s, there hasn't been any game as good at telling its story as World of Warcraft, as good at giving the player the freedom to do what they want to do without using things like checkpoints and things like that. And that's factually incorrect. So I want to get into that. I mean, Witcher 3, Persona 5, so many other games, even that aren't MMOs, prove him wrong. But even among MMOs, you have things like Black Desert Online, Guild Wars 2 that handle leveling very different from things like Final Fantasy 14. And even 14, if you just want to run around in the world and kill things, you'll level slowly. Even current WoW is like that. So it's just like...
Well, I'm like... MMO questing has changed completely from what Classic was, which is literally... And even still, some of the stuff from Battle for Azeroth, there's still a lot of go kill 10 pigs.
Yeah. And so that video is factually wrong in a lot of ways, and so I want to cover it. Because I've been wanting to respond to one of Downward Thrust videos for a while. Because I think that, to be honest, and this is maybe a little controversial to say, I think his videos are bad. And I don't like it when people put out videos that have factually incorrect information in them.
Now, Downward Thrust is everything's murdered.
Yes.
That is him?
Yes.
Don't even waste your time responding.
Because this one, he doesn't even call it that. He just said, WoW Classic. How did he... Let me get the exact title for the video. Hold on. I still have it up.
Hold on.
So that I can respond.
You have to do a response video. Cut out this part of the podcast because we have the perfect name for it.
Okay.
You have to call it... What was it? Downward Thrust?
Yeah.
Downward Thrust wasn't killed. He was murdered.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just you going in on him 10 minutes.
I would have to respond to more than one video to have that, to be able to prove why.
That's fine. Do
the
it.
video is called
I Believe in You.
Why World of Warcraft Classic is very, all caps, important for gaming.
Surprised he didn't call it Reasons Why World of Warcraft wasn't.
Then in the description he says it's the fight against accessibility.
It must be nice to
Shut
just
up.
make terrible content.
I almost want to just have you guys watch the video with me live on stream here, just so you can see.
No, I can't. I don't want to waste my. I purposely don't watch video from him.
That's fair. I'll give you one line that he says in this video. There's a line at like 3:40, which is really good. Got a buffer.
Navigation tools,
Are you
automatic
playing it or are you gonna
tracking,
tell us
etc. I can go on for days. These are
I'm
some of
not
the
in
front
the,
runners in a long list of changes
don't have
to how
the
games have been made that have slowly
video up. I just have the chat up.
That's fair. Let me get to the line and I'll just read it out to you. What he said.
transformed the blueprint
People
for
really
a
like
modern video
WoW
game.
Classic.
It's safe to say that for the most part,
seen a lot of
gaming
streams.
isn't what it used to be.
It's safe to say that for the most part, gaming isn't what it used to be.
Yeah, that's how things work.
This is the same man that said, industry has allowed the progress of time to change things and warp the way that we look at things. You mean got older and have a new perspective on things now?
So that's how life works.
So why did you say has allowed the progress of time? Anyway, that's saved for the video, right? Because I want to do that. That'll probably be after E3 because I have next week. I won't even be here to be able to work on it, and so we'll get into all that. Because again, his channel is one of my bugbears. The ability to just throw out word salad for 10 minutes and most of it's not true. But anything else we might have missed, and I'll get off my what's it called? There's a word for it when you soapbox. That's it. I almost said sandbox. I'm getting off my sandbox.
He's over there getting creative in his sandbox.
Yeah, tell him to shut it down.
So yeah. Anything else we would have missed?
I will try to have the schedule fixed by the end of the day, Wednesday.
And until next time, Andrew, it's been good to have you back, man.
For sure.
I'm sure it's great for y'all.
I have been Trey.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Patrick.
We've been the Full Spectrum. And remember to always enjoy the full spectrum life has to offer.
YouTube sucks.
All right. I don't think we have much of a post show, so I think we can just end it on that.